Hello, thank you so much for joining us. Today we are going to be doing a commentary on Largo and the Lavatory, our first film. My name is Josiah Johnson. I'm the director slash writer.
I'm Sam Johnson, and I acted in and scored this movie.
My name is Benjamin Johnson, and I was a cameraman and partway film editor.
Yeah, awesome. So this film was based and is partly a homage to a film that our older siblings made about, I think, 10 to 12 years ago called Corbin in the Closet, which is a movie about basically a kid who goes to his grandparents' house or lives at his grandparents' house and is terrorized by a monster of a man who lives there. And so we wanted to, we watched that video for years and we wanted to make our own version. At the end of Corbin in the Closet, it says, "Thank you for joining us. Tune in next week for Largo and the Lavatory." And we thought that would be a great film to make. And so there are multiple references in this to it, in the style of filmmaking, in the home video, what I call hack art, which is we just kind of threw it together. The script was the first draft. There wasn't, I don't want to say a lot of thought that went into it, but, we wrote it and then shot it, and then, through the filmmaking process came up with a lot of it as we went. It wasn't fully unstructured, but, we wanted that element. And then we shot it, I believe. We finished writing in May of 2020, shot it starting August 2020. Or maybe, no, sorry, we shot it starting July 2020, finished in August, and then had a 9-month editing and sound design process due to just me not doing it when I should have been, but it's finally here and we get to watch it. So, let us begin. I'm going to turn that down. So I guess the first interesting thing about this intro wasn't originally supposed to be in it. Originally it was supposed to be a Halloween-inspired, basically crawl through the house. It opened showing the house, and then it went through it. We cut that due to technical reasons. It was just going to be too hard to pull off, and instead we did this one. That is Ben.
Yeah, I was about to say that's me.
So I wanted to be the one to shoot it. And so Ben here. Benjamin, those are Ben's legs right there.
It's supposed to be Gramps, though.
In case you missed that.
I wanted to get my Accord, my 2001 Accord in the movie, and so that's why it's the car that he drives. And then our dad is the one who's actually driving the car. He is completely shielded. You can't even tell who he is.
You can see his hat, though.
Yeah, we had him put on a hat. Music is timed so that when Leroy opens the door, the drums get a little bit louder.
I like the sunlight that's doubled all over the sidewalk.
Yeah, Josiah's on the roof of our garage here.
We always were joking about what were the neighbors thinking as we were shooting this, and me sitting up in a garage with a camcorder filming my younger brother come in. The shoe thing's weird. It was from, the first, we only really did one draft, but we didn't really think through it. That's one thing that I wish we had taken out. It's weird.
I still find it hilarious how it's in there, and after the Gramps line, he never mentions it again.
It's a red herring, if you will. This was the first kitchen sequence we shot, but this was probably 2 or 3 weeks into shooting, so we had already shot a lot of stuff before this, which doesn't show. It should have been a lot better than what it ended up being.
Gramps is eating, what are they, Cheez-Its?
Cheetos covered in Nesquik. Strawberry
Liquid Nesquik.
You can see the mason jars in the background.
My stick is also in the background whenever you look out the window.
Oh, leaning up against the shed, yeah.
Which is open.
He apparently hasn't moved that stick in many years.
Gramps has a big screen TV, by the way, in front of him. Only a couple of inches. Originally, this shot was supposed to have a squirrel that was supposed to be thrown at Leroy. Not a real one, a stuffed animal one.
It was just about the cheapest shot ever. We got Ben up in a tree throwing a stuffed animal at me, and we're like, nah, that's maybe not a good idea. Let's not use that.
We tried to edit it in, and it did not work at all.
I did not want to do that. I was standing in the tree and I was like saying if this cat stuffed animal that was supposed to be a squirrel, and I was just like, I don't want to be up here doing this right now.
To continue the Gramps eating or drinking, he's drinking strawberry milk. Probably the same Nesquik, actually, that
It
was shown
is.
earlier.
So when does Gramps put Gumby on the fridge?
I don't know.
Because it's not here now. He must do it.
I think
at
it
night or
happens
something.
during the frying the pancakes scene.
In the meat cake.
That's improv. Sam wasn't supposed to actually walk past me. He just decided to do it. We thought that was really funny, so we kept it in there. More Cheetos.
Actually, I hadn't noticed this before.
Interesting fact, you can see Gramps' puzzle in the intro whenever he's walking
it's
past
not
it.
as
So it's not
finished
finished.
as this one here.
So in theory, he says several months in this part, but he, took actually years to make it. You can also
But
see
then again,
his sweater for the next day. hanging up.
The intro is him. It's not real him though, because he made that up. Remember? Because Largo never
Yeah.
really happened. So
I guess he's using parts of reality.
Yeah.
he apparently wears a suit quite often.
A lot of clicking there that I did not like left over
I'm
from the
sorry.
camcorder. I know, it's not your fault. I like this joke.
I'm pretty sure I just had fun making this.
Yep.
Weird angle. It looks
I-
like bulbous.
I was gonna reshoot that, but then I decided it's good enough and people probably wouldn't care.
Wait, what is that? Did
That's
you take
improv, the fish line. I have no idea what we were doing with this sequence. Basically just trying to make Gramps out to be a really old and senile man who seems as though he's totally incompetent.
There was a shot originally in which Josiah's glasses were not these ones. They were really modern, and it was a really great shot because of Sam's face. Sam's face was just really... It was just like, it made me go like, oh, Sam doesn't make that face anymore. And then we had to cut it out. That was made off of a messed up line. Josiah's face here is... He's constantly making that face throughout this movie.
What? You forgot from last time.
This was actually shot with a different lighting setup, and so
Bet you just don't like cleaning them.
I had to actually color grade it to try and match the other sequences that were before it. Had to add a color sharpness to this because it was just too dark to kind of bring it out. That's why it has kind of the grainy quality.
I'm reading my notebook of drawings, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be reading out of it, but...
And I'm in the closet. It's not Josiah, it's me. And then suddenly Josiah gets in there and I'm filming.
A very impressive stunt by Sam. I think I sped it up a little, but
Yes, you did.
mostly that's original. You can notice a lot of food items around in the scene. I think, the sheets are still in the background, so we had a little bit of continuity.
As I was saying earlier, Josiah with that face pops up again in this sequence.
He puts about 6 spoonfuls of sugar in his bowl.
I liked the script. You can see the script off to the.
It's right there. No
It's
way-
right there.
It's right there too. It just
Oh,
keeps
man.
showing up in this sequence. Yeah,
It's so
Yeah.
bad.
yeah, in front of Gramps.
How did we miss that?
That was not
I always forget about the Spanish dance music line,
the worst things around here.
which is weird because Largo, I guess, likes Spanish dance music.
Wow.
There's this,
Can't use the bathroom. You can only use the outlet.
how much of this is original audio?
Most of it.
6 spoonfuls and then this.
That was a very sugarful.
Smells awful. I don't know why you don't go into a bathroom and fix the toilet or something. I'm not a sporadic person. When I take
My voice changes dramatically in this line,
seemingly irrational
which I regret. Wish I had had a little bit more consistency. But if you aren't paying attention, you don't really notice. It just seems like he's, speaking higher or lower. Eating more food, by the way. Popsicles. Oh, I feel like I should explain. We had to turn up the brightness a little bit for lighting, since we're just filming the TV. We're not, voicing over, adding it into the original editing area. And so that's why the saturation is going to be a little off.
The piles are just swept in the background right there.
Yeah.
Gramps has too many cookies.
There's food right there.
Letters, I actually made about, how many? It was like 200 letters for this movie. About 25 to 30 of them are actually, have addresses and names on them. This is actually a very long shot that Ben did excellently. There's a little bit of jostling in one scene, but
There's Pikachu sitting on the thermostat.
this was about 10 takes, I think.
It was a very hard shot to get.
Yeah.
Was this the one where I dropped the broom and it fell? Or did we
Nope.
not use that one?
No. Watching Ben Hur. I don't know why we specifically camera
There's a camera stick.
Camera stick shows up.
Clearly we had a...
Our neighbors were having construction, and so some of
You
the
see it
things.
in the background.
Yeah. You can actually see it in the opening shot, I think, maybe. But originally Ben, we shot this entire sequence, and then I went to edit it, and then I realized that Ben was seen in the glass.
It's reflected very obvious.
Yeah.
For some reason, we didn't think about it, so.
You could probably still see me there.
It's
if you
not the
tried
only
enough.
time reflections were an issue.
Yeah.
I actually went off, got behind the camera, and told Sam, "Don't look in that direction." And he went and looked in that direction.
I love the dogs barking.
I'm supposed to
in
look
this.
disappointed but not move my head?
Now this shot is interesting because it's very long, because it goes until, the Spectre shows up and then closes the door. However, every single time we reset, we had to start at the back of the base, go up to Sam's head, hold, have some.
You sure you have the brightness up?
No, it's fine. Anyways, and then the Spectre would come out.
In this shot, I was again in the closet, and
Yeah.
that was a very creepy closet.
Yeah.
Well, we were
Watch
going to
the
have you come out
door
of the
handle
bright
here.
closet.
The door
Not
handle.
grab
Yeah.
the door handle.
We aren't going to explain how we did that, even though
It's pretty
anybody
obvious.
can guess. I like this shot, actually.
Blanket just showed up out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that shot, so the shot right before this one was shot, oh my gosh, probably 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. Because we went back and realized that the footage was a lot like this shot, where it was way too dark and way too fuzzy.
You
We
guys,
used hardly any kind of lighting.
can you guys see Leroy's face in that shot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
I can't.
You can't on this, due to the saturation, but in most settings you can. Music by Sam Johnson.
Bleh.
He's very proud, as you can see.
Well, I can't see. As they
I
can
hate
hear.
this camera angle. I did not, because the flashlight was turned off in that shot, and then it's back on in this shot. So I had to cut it way faster than I actually wanted to.
We're talking about this song which you wrote, Ty?
Yeah, that's a fidget spinner right there.
There's different speeds.
And once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
Yeah, no. If you don't know what it is, you're like, it sounds like a fidget spinner, but they wouldn't do that.
We did
Yeah,
that.
we did that. Ben
Kinda
helped
long
me a
take.
lot with the audio with this, and I guess I'll say that this entire sequence is not the original audio. This is completely done in post. So from the moment he, is in bed right after the dogs are barking and it shows the outside house, that's original audio, and then cuts to this until I think he gets confronted by the specter. That is all sound effects and music.
The song here was actually done by Josiah.
It's not song, it's just tension, but yeah.
Call it what you will.
Was this the one? Yeah, it's actually daylight. It's like 2 o'clock when we're shooting this. You can see
see the-
sunlight coming through the window in the back.
Put a pillow over it or something.
I did. I like to pretend it's starlight, but it's...
That's not stairs. Snow moon.
Yeah.
Had to crop size arm out of that shot. It was just seen as a reflection.
You're supposed to hear dancing in there.
It's a little bit hard to hear. That's okay. Three of the 4 Largo songs are in one scene.
Yep, that's Ben dancing in the bathroom there.
Yeah, I was sitting there with the floodlight, and I was just
Moving it up and
moving
down.
it all
and
around,
dancing.
and I think that I was doing the party time song.
Getting the impression that the lights had powered off was really hard, and so I just settled on a really cheap sound effect powering down. This was really a lot different in our head, but we think it turned out okay.
I like how he's completely blocked by the shadow of Sam's head, and then
I think he was eating an apple.
moves, and you can see him.
That's Ben, actually.
Not Gramps in his bathrobe. That's
That just
Ben
makes
and
sense.
Ben and...
bad guy mask. I don't know.
If you were to turn that around, you'd see a very pointy hat.
Yep.
Who are you? What do you want?
And then sudden Gramps.
Yeah, we didn't... We actually... That's one of the worst cuts in the movie, because we never actually show him hovering over.
Who's that for?
His hood going up was a belt. Looping.
Stealing from your snack supply. What are you wearing?
It's not a word.
Nothing. And the lights? Both are wiring. Not everything in this house is perfect. Something.
Totally grammatically incorrect.
I was gonna mention that.
Not everything in this house is perfect except me.
He did a good job of making sure the cameraman's shadow didn't get in any of these shots.
Grandpa,
Very,
you were on the stairs.
very well pulled off.
Who's in the bathroom?
Except right there. Where
Yeah.
That's not the
cameraman's
cameraman at all.
Yes.
The labels right behind Gramps, if you pay
Yeah.
attention to those, they disappear and are replaced
Yeah.
by a bunch of faces.
Real quick though, that sweater in the background, that's the sweater he wears the next day.
Let me just stop pointing. They can't see.
I don't think they can see me point. Coming up here, basically coming up here is what we call Sam's Christian Bale face. He's only done it once. I've never seen it ever happen again, but we always point it
I
out.
can only do it with Skittles in my mouth or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah. Sometimes Sam would be eating during this movie. Like, I think the scene when they're right here. Whenever they're out on the porch rocking and Gramps is rock.
Yep, I had to put it under my shirt, so there's just an apple under my shirt the whole scene. And random black screen. I love that he knows enough about the light switch to point his flashlight at it, but not enough to turn it on without the flashlight.
I also like how Gramps had been living in that house for long enough for his hair to have turned gray, and yet he still feels the need to show Leroy the hallway upstairs.
Yeah.
Apparently, Leroy hasn't been there for years, or something.
I don't know, he's forgotten or something.
Gramps is senile. Plus, we need to introduce the hallway. I have no idea why we spent so much time introducing the hallway. But you know,
because we needed to get this movie over 40 minutes.
yeah, exactly. But I will say to an extent, it's kind of the horror movie. Show your audience what they're going to see and then make it creepy. You know, like the house set up, so they'll know every twist and turn. He has a chocolate wafer peanut butter bar in his hand.
Ooh, peanut butter.
Again. There is a... Oh, you
The,
go.
the whiteboard says feed sea monkeys.
Feed on Sunday.
Sea monkeys feed on Sunday.
Yep. I don't know whose handwriting that
That's
is, because the top
Gabe's.
one's very different. Gabe's handwriting.
Gabe's handwriting's on the bottom.
Gramps
We're not going
is-
to talk
yeah.
about what happened to the sea monkey.
The time in the back
Knives.
says like 3 o'clock.
Huh.
Yep. Yep, all the knives are in the back, upside down, with the blades pointing out.
Also, another thing, there is a picture in the background I forgot to take down. It's a picture of a mother with a... Was it a lamb or a child? I'm not sure. I think it's a child. We
That's a
forgot to
child.
take
It
it
might be
down.
a child animal.
And so it shows up, we'd like to think it's Gramps' wife's, and he just was too lazy. This scene was rough to shoot, because we didn't really know our lines.
Yep, I didn't know my line, and nobody took the time to... I don't know, nobody said, hey Sam, memorize it, so we just took one that was understandable and used that.
Yeah.
You
We rewrote the script a
Just,
bit.
How does Gramps know the person was dancing?
Dark
Or
Knight
never said
trilogy sitting right there, because we absolutely love those movies, so we made sure it got a little...
what happened to the
Cameo.
pile on the floor? It's only just moved, apparently. It's just gone.
anything. I love that he has honey Cheerios. And you think, oh, he's eating Cheerios for health. Nope, he's pouring sugar on him.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to get a super sugary cereal. He's going to get normal cereal and pour a lot of sugar on it.
And that sequence there is constantly telling Josiah to say Leroy.
Yeah.
And every time he touches his glasses, it gets me, because I have glasses, and touching them with hands is not
Interesting
pleasant.
thing, Sam actually wears glasses in real life, and we decided to have him not wear them for this.
I love Sam's face there, too. It's very... Sam calls it smug. I say
What do
it's-
you call it?
I say it's like, oh, this is nice. This
This is
luxurious.
Yeah, this is totally a bathroom.
the only set we made, and it's tacky. People
It's-
will immediately know that it's not a bathroom. We built it just for the sole
you didn't
purpose.
even paint it. It's like, no, just to have a bunch of boards with
I
random
was
paint
very lazy and well, okay, we were very for a home movie. This is actually a lot of effort went into this movie,
And-
but then there were times when we were just very lazy. The cutting here,
It was like a 30-second shot, so you had to cut it.
do some Chris Nolan cutting.
I mean, then again, this entire sequence,
Or
this movie was
porn.
filmed
They
in the
keep-
middle of summer, so
Yeah, that's true.
We actually, yeah, that's an interesting story. We shot this entire sequence outside in the garage, and it was horrible. The lighting was horrible. We were all sweating. You could tell that Sam was just completely soaked. It was a very bad experience. I
It
think
was not.
a kid left a Game Boy in the background that came out of nowhere, so we decided to scratch that and reshoot it upstairs in our living room.
right there you can see the ceiling behind me.
Yeah. It's Ben, though. Ben is
Ben.
Largo.
You can see that
With his smolder, we had him do it.
with a very, I don't get out that often, as you can tell.
Yeah.
This shot here, I love how it goes beyond the sleeve.
When we were filming in the garage, Ben didn't even want to go out there because he had to wear blue makeup. He was like, I really don't want the neighbors to look out their windows and see
Yeah.
this
A greasy
dark
kid,
blue makeup and a suit wandering
in the middle of summer, a kid in makeup and a
out into
suit.
the garage,
We should switch to full frame for this from the black bars on top.
which were totally unnecessary, but just put in there because it looks more like a movie.
Yeah. When it's full frame, it really does not look as good. This was a ton of fun for me and Ben to shoot, and Sam had to
Running out
run.
in
All of
midsummer.
this footage is inverted actually. So if you look at that number right there, it's completely inverted.
Which it's hard to see.
And the
if
reason we
it's
did this
wide
is because
frame.
originally, when you're shooting, you know, the passenger has to shoot, and so he's running to the left, and I felt like he was moving backwards in the movie, and so we switched it so that he's running right. And it mostly works, you know, you get a couple of, like, letters, you know, backwards, and
I cut my forehead on this branch.
he went all out for this part.
Yeah.
I like this shot, though.
I prefer the one where you can just see the massive fields. It's just so expansive.
We got really nice color on this too. It wasn't like white or gray. It was.
Yeah, this is me getting covered in dust. Because they're like, hey, let's get this great shot.
Yep, and so we just
dust out at Sam.
we accelerated super quickly, and just Sam, yeah. That note was not in there, as you can tell.
Yeah, it's a
we
very
added that
fake
in
note that
post
Josiah felt was necessary
to end it.
end this song.
Yeah.
I love this here. It could be a great computer background.
And then, Southern Tire Guy.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Sam laying down in the grass after running for like an hour.
This is all natural sweat. We didn't use any water bottle or anything to make him sweat.
We
This
just-
is me having
This
run
is at
probably
the
a
very
mile.
end.
I don't know how far.
We inverted that. His mole is on the other side of his face. It was
Yeah,
to
that's
match.
annoying.
Interesting story. This shot was shot 9 months later after shooting.
Which
Yep.
is why it's
That's
fuzzy
why
and
it's
you
so
don't
dark.
see
You just
Sam's
see the white
face.
t-shirt.
You
Yep.
don't get to see
And
Sam's
why it's so
face.
still, we used our new tripod,
Which we're using now.
which doesn't fit with the rest of the movie.
Here comes Josiah's pose.
Because, you know, originally it was just Leroy goes, I'll never go again, and then it cuts and he's back at home, and Gramps is like, hey kid, how's it going? It didn't work.
He questioned how Leroy got back, so he ran back.
Watch Josiah sleep as he walks in. And then when he sits down.
I think that's
Oh
that's
wait, you
cut
cut
off.
it out, Josiah.
Originally my sleeve was like rolled up.
Sam's face here.
Dave and Charlie, the dogs.
I love the little store thing sticking out of your shirt. Little tag. And we removed a board from Josiah's bed so we could sit on it.
People
and
don't
eat
ever
grapes.
know how to react to that. Like, they're like, am I supposed to laugh? Was that a mistake? It's kind of like when a mistake happens in a play and people are like, wait, what? Am I supposed to laugh or am I supposed to be polite? Yep, Largo,
Wait,
Florida,
what
which is
year-
a real town.
Wait. So this is set in, what, the 1970s?
No, 1983, and then 37 years later.
Oh, I thought they said 1963. Okay. Man, this volume is turned down.
Yeah.
He moved his bed in front of the door to keep Gramps/Largo out of it.
Yeah. This was like the 4th day of shooting, I think. So pretty early
You were
on.
clearly not prepared for this.
Yeah. We learned a lot from this movie, let's just say, on how to shoot dialogue and how
act.
not to shoot. Yeah, how to act in front of the camera.
I'm gonna say it's a lot better now.
Continuity's horrible in this
Looking
scene.
back, I look at myself and I'm just like remembering I'm saying I'm like exhausted and I'm just like trying to hold this camera straight.
Yeah. You can hear the song from the opening
Just
faintly play.
Josiah's eyeballs flail around like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
The hamster was in this shot. Or in
No,
this
wait, it was
scene.
actually-
Nope, it's
nope.
next
No,
scene.
next scene. Hamster was in this film, and then Josiah cut it out.
Yeah, I added in the black
look, there's
bars and
Sam's
it took
glasses.
off. I felt bad about it.
Those are Sam's glasses back there.
Okay, so Largo gets Gramps' suit.
Also, right here, that's me, I'm pretty sure. And then somehow I get through the doorway.
Well, actually, that was me, wasn't it?
Yep,
no,
it was- it
really?
was you.
Oh, I guess
That was
that I
me.
was the one filming.
You were
Yes,
the
you
one
were.
filming.
I was the one wearing
That was
the same
actually a
outfit.
hard sequence to film. Anything in the bathroom, there is a massive mirror. So it's really, really hard to shoot. It's a tiny space. Yeah, those are really hard to shoot. This is my favorite sequence in the whole movie. Mainly due to Sam's score. He wrote a really pretty piece for this.
By accident.
Yeah,
So we
well,
recorded it.
Sam is
Just that.
contrary to what he
Just that.
says, an excellent pianist.
Your black eye is very makeup-y.
Yeah. Anyways, Sam is an excellent pianist, and he really helped out with this, but he's going to say he is not, but
Half the songs, he was like, write something real quick, and I'll just record you. And I said, okay. And he's like, perfect.
Josiah nearly
I
slipped
love
off
anything
there.
Sam puts out, so.
Josiah nearly slipped. And right here, he almost looks animated. At least I feel
I love that he's like, well, I gotta pick a pair of underwear for today. Oh, I know, I'll wear my exercise pants. That's what I'll wear.
I actually have articles of clothing from 2 places. I've worked Dow AgroSciences in Mount Vernon, and then Ewing Auto Service, where I got the Napa socks. The shorts just came from.
Gabe and Miriam cameo. It showed up.
Yep.
Showed no concern for this person. Stepped away.
Interesting story.
Like
It's
jerks.
kind of behind the scenes, and we don't know if it's official canon yet, but in the beginning you hear, "Thank you for listening to CITC Radio," and that's our younger sister Miriam's voice. And then she cameos, and we're like, this is set 10 years ago. Maybe she grew up and became a radio announcer. Also, Ben's stick again. I don't know what that is hanging on the
Looks like a bag
cactus
or something.
Cactus, maybe?
This scene gets me whenever he washes his head underneath the sink, and I'm just imagining all the soap running into his eyes. Ah!
Yeah. This was originally shot really, really bright, and then I added a blue filter, and it made it look like it was nighttime. So that was very exciting.
So I told him he'd fire me if I didn't get hold the camera straight for this shot. He was probably joking, but I took him very seriously at the time, so I was positioned above him, and that was a hard shot.
If you walked in on us, it would be a kid holding a camera over another kid. It was
down.
it looked really
weird.
funny. Sunburn. I have really sunburned arms.
And then floop.
Actually,
Yeah.
interesting story. We shot this, and then 2 weeks into shooting, we went to Alabama, and we all got sunburned. And then we got back, and then we shot sequences. So there'll be sequences where we all have red, flaky skin, and
I didn't.
any
I
sequences
didn't
with
get
that were
sunburned all
shot
that
after
much.
the 2-week mark.
Are you wearing an orange t-shirt under your...
Yeah.
Why?
No. I think it was just, I'll put my sweater over my shirt for the day. That mirror changes positions. I hate that. It's fine. Nobody
Just
knows.
moving around in the background. Gramps just randomly put a mason jar outside his room.
It's all
Sam really likes that stylized shot.
It's not stylized, it's funny. You just bend going...
Yeah, but
I
we
do that
actually
twice.
tried to never use zoom in this movie because we think zoom looks cheap and makes it look like a home movie.
Well, I mean, I used that one sequence.
Yeah, we used it a little, but mostly...
Countryside position
He
warp.
is not standing in that position, and then zoop, he's back. And he was just carrying a flashlight for no reason.
This flashlight. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no.
yes.
No. Okay, this is Ben's knees.
This
Sound.
flashlight click.
That click was
click.
Ben's knees.
Gross.
It's just Ben, I think he did a squat or something, and it was like, click, and then he was like, can I put this in the movie? And I was like, no, Ben, and then he convinced me. That's in Alabama, Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Took the time on vacation to get some shots.
Yeah, but...
Oh, the black eyes are an homage to Nick's eyes in Corbin in the Closet.
Oh, we haven't pointed out any homages. Yeah, Sam with the blanket over his head, huddled.
That was
the
a
mention of Sam being locked in the closet, I
that's a
feel.
reference.
The entire plot.
Yeah.
The kid who confronts a beast upon finding out from his
House
grandparents.
in a weird place.
Yeah.
He's contemplating mason jar.
Yeah. This is such a weird scene. We don't like to talk about this scene. We find it hilarious, but we just don't talk about it.
I
It
mean,
makes me
it's-
always want to leave the room and...
Gosh, I
Break
like
some
this
news.
shot. It's such a
Background.
creepy looking tub.
What did you do? Do it in the dark? Or did you turn the light on and
I
light
Green filtered it.
Like,
Why is my
graded
bed
it.
pushed? So that's not the angle my bed was in.
nope, we changed it for shooting.
Okay.
Because you had to get a shot behind the bed or something like that.
Yeah. That I probably didn't even use in the movie. I hate it when I do that, when I change something dramatically to get a shot and then don't end up using the shot because I don't like it. That slowed down. Originally, it was way faster. There's actually a lot of slow-mo in this
Okay,
movie
right.
that people don't
this
even
this
realize.
shot here, I'm saying they're holding up a giant mattress in a big arc shape. So
We
that
took
they can
way
catch it.
too much precaution for that jar.
And here's a meat
Not that you
meat
can
cake.
almost break those things at all. Those are pancakes. Those are not chicken.
I always thought they were pork chops, or at least it looked like pork chops.
Oh, look, there's
Gumby.
Gumby shows up.
Gumby in the top left. 2:32, guys.
2:32 in the morning. Yes.
I haven't gone to the bathroom in 36 hours, Grandpa. Well, now you know how I felt for 36 years. Can't take it, Grandpa.
Sam has the iconic jacket on.
That's my
Actually,
jacket.
and during the costume designing period, I was like, I want something that could become iconic. Not that it
and
will.
then he
but-
walked into Ben's closet and started picking out clothes instead of going to mine. I wear basically only Ben's clothes throughout this film.
Yep.
Yeah,
I didn't
every
like
jacket.
I did not like any of Sam's. I think I used the
Six
owl
outfits.
shirt. I liked the owl shirt
Yes.
and used that.
Every jacket that Sam wears in this
This
movie
is
is
so
mine.
dorky.
This shot was really hard to get because, again, in the middle of
The
summer,
gnat was biting you.
a
Yeah.
gnat was attacking my
Yeah.
arm, and I'm just sitting there, and the little camera wrist strap kept falling down, and
Yeah.
And you gotta be careful. Largo's fast.
there's the knee pads.
Yep, you can see the knee pads and the bat.
I think that that orange skateboard thing
It's
or
weird.
water guns look like a duck.
We did not do any production design in this area, but it felt right. It felt like the things that Gramps owned would be about right in a normal garage. And so it looks really
All
detailed.
the engine stuff.
Yeah. A
There's
robot,
a robot
head.
head sitting in the background.
It's from a
There's
play
a
I was
bicycle
in
machine.
that I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
had the guts to get rid of.
He has an exercise stair-stepper machine that he probably never uses. And he probably has
12.
like 6...
1295. If you assign it to the letter in the alphabet, it spells lie. So we thought that
Which
was,
seems like a really weird Gramps thing to do. Just like, I'll just make my password lie in numbers. Leroy will never guess it.
yeah.
Put a lot of effort where he didn't need to.
This entire sequence is sound designed.
Getting the stairs was hard.
Oh gosh.
Guess after Gramps wears something, he goes and puts it back
Yeah.
on whatever random part of his
Gramps
house.
is a weird man. Let's just say that. These are not Ben's knees clicking.
Although they could have been.
It could have been, the entire movie could have been Ben's
Okay,
knees.
look at the wall, the pictures.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it used to be just a random bunch of...
Wait, are they
Brands
faces
that
yet?
Grants.
Well, it was dark.
Gramps like.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of family portraits that we all drew of ourselves.
Yeah.
That Josiah didn't want to put in the movie, so he put like John Deere and McDonald's icons on it.
But if
instead.
you look, you can
Right
see
there.
our
Yeah, that's
picture.
all.
That's not eerie at
Sam
all.
is chewing Skittles right now.
Josiah put Skittles on the area where we were filming. What am I supposed to do? Just ignore them?
I love how prepared Sam gets just to open up the door. He's like, he gets prepared, puts the bat in the crook of his arm, and then opens up the door.
Makeup. You can see Largo's makeup there.
There was
for a
the,
brief shot.
Sam's
Everywhere.
glasses came in again.
Is this where Hammy's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Sadly. I don't think
There's
she-
Cooper.
Cooper
There's
the parrot.
And creamy peanut butter.
Because of course.
I love that that's what the camera landed on. It was perfect. It's creamy peanut butter, of course. That's
And
what
Cooper.
I love that it strikes a creepy note, though, on creamy peanut butter.
Leroy being smart and checking the only place in the entire bathroom where somebody could hide.
Yep. His makeup. again.
Unlike Gramps, who checks everywhere but the one place where somebody could hide in that bathroom.
Imagine if Gramps had checked. Oh, look.
Sorry.
There's Largo.
Yeah.
It's not plugged in into the cord in the back.
This bat never gets used. And there's
a
me.
shadowy figure. It must be Matt.
Whoa.
Who can teleport?
How'd Matt do that?
I still like to think that they put things on the ceiling, like little bars on the ceiling that Matt just jumps and then like crawls, like holds himself up on the ceiling.
That's the only explanation.
And then he like climbs
teleports.
across the ceiling and then jumps behind him.
And then empty bathroom, empty bathroom, empty bathroom. Ah, sudden Largo. Where is he going? How does he do
that
this?
light? My eyes are like adjusted, so they're super wide.
All the bat sound effects were made with a belt. That was the cameo? Hameo?
That was it.
Hameo.
That
That
was
was
the
the
cameo.
cameo. I will save it and keep it separately. I can't upset the black bars, sadly, in this sequence. I must keep my black bars, guys.
Oh no, this door that I could unlock from the inside. How am I gonna open it?
And Largo can teleport.
Yeah, he does. Really got downstairs fast. Knocks the broom over. How did he open the door? I guess he unlocked it. I don't know.
I think he broke it down. Leroy just breaks stuff down a lot in
I
this
tripped
movie.
running down the stairs.
And we kept it because we loved it so much.
We filmed
Excellent
this
shot.
we filmed this whole sequence without the knee pads by accident and had to reshoot it.
This was such a disjointed shooting process. Because, like,
It wasn't
some
film,
shots
film,
were
film. It was
day
split it
5
up.
and the next shot would be, like, day 15 or something like that. It was crazy.
It was, I don't think this movie took 15 days to film.
The last shot we used was actually one of the last shots we ever got.
Which is why it looks relatively good.
This line slowed down.
It doesn't sound like Ben at all.
It sounds kind of like Lee Pace. Sounds kind of like Lee Pace to me.
bothered you, and you haven't bothered me.
You know.
That's me dropping stuff on the side.
Originally, Sam did the line, and he did it in a Boston accent. It was hilarious. We have it in the bloopers. No, wait, we need to add it to the bloopers.
Oh, dude.
We will. It'll be in the bloopers. Josiah's Batman accent.
Yeah.
Still stand up to him. Just let me take him down.
Again, Sam not memorizing his lines and so standing around trying so hard to get it word for
Also,
word.
the eye lines
and
in this.
failing.
Sam's eye lines, I was not even keeping track of.
Well, no, because that's how I had my head in this shot. Yeah,
I don't think you did.
I did, and then you used another shot
Oh, yeah.
that I didn't do it in.
That's why you block things before you shoot them, which we did none of.
Well, I mean, you told me some very vague camera angles and told me to get them, and I was like, ah.
I love how Gramps is a well-read person.
Yeah, he has so many books that I'm sure he has never read in his life.
I like to think it's pretension. He's just like, I'm more important than I actually am, or I am more well-read than I actually am.
Alright, so the music's fine. This is a song that I wrote specifically, and then just outright recorded while I didn't know.
Hey! We weren't gonna mention
I'm
that!
gonna mention it every time. Also, that's the car that that dad drove around in the beginning, so I don't know what
So
it's
that
doing
means
here.
Leroy's mother has been sitting here the entire time.
It's
It's a detail we
Are
won't
we
tell
gonna talk
people
about
until
the
like a week until they
accidental
see it.
one that-
No.
No, we won't mention that.
Basically, sometimes I will keep I will keep audio and test it in the movie just randomly, and then I'll export the film, and then just randomly out of nowhere he'll be walking and dramatic music will play, and then you'll hear his voice say, "Grandpa, Grandpa," as he's screaming, just because I
Grandpa.
You
accidentally.
can put it in the wrong place. And so it's just dramatic walk,
Yeah.
dramatic walk.
It's just
dramatic
waste. It's like in a video game whenever they leave like a sprite lying around.
I
you
did
know,
not
behind
have
the
my
scenes.
makeup.
Works.
I did not have my makeup on that.
walk. Yep, that was just Ben without Largo makeup, or Matt without makeup.
Yeah.
And this is Sam with
Holding
a camera
I'm holding this
and my
camera around
torso.
Ben's stomach because that's where his eyes are.
Yeah.
Largo
That was
is
purely to get
apparently
his
doing
hands in the
this.
shot, but he's like, yep, he's just holding his arms up at a ridiculous level.
That scream at the
Alright,
end was me.
Good movie. It was
Good
the end.
movie. Yep. I
Yay.
loved making that movie. And
It was a good movie. Send in
Thank
here.
you for
Yeah, that's
listening to
what
the
happens.
commentary.
Guys, I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, let's end it now.
Oh, wait, what?
Yes,
Oh, we
after
didn't do
credits.
this.
Says Benedict Cumberbatch accent.
This is mostly improv, actually.
Like my entire line, I didn't remember.
I think I
any
had
of it.
one take. I did a quick improv, and then this is the second take.
That. So much.
Yeah. Technically, okay, it's angled so that Leroy technically could have been there the entire time. I will hear complaints, I know, in the future about people who are like, you
Well,
clearly can't see him. But
He
they-"
learned teleporting, obviously.
Yep.
He learned it from Matt.
Yep.
Matt's a wizard.
But the window is open, and that's how Leroy was able to hear him, and clearly Gramps didn't see him.
I
for
love
some
the
Here,
reason.
Ben, have some makeup
unnecessary-
wipes you won't be able to use.
I love
Don't
how
remember.
unnecessary that toss is. He's just like, he.
Just hand it
I
to
don't
him.
know why we did that. Maybe because we thought it would look cool. It did not.
You look so grown up in that shot, Zai. You don't look like a what?
Teenager at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not wearing my makeup, and there's a bunch of. Wasn't
Yeah,
there
like,
neighbors?
I wasn't
Just a bunch of neighbors standing around outside, and Ben sitting there in a suit, feeling all awkward. And we're like, Ben, stop it.
Yeah, no, our neighbors came out and I think were talking in the background during some parts of the scene.
Largo got off scot-free.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea of the entire film. It's Largo was never the bad guy. Gramps is the bad guy. Largo doesn't need
I feel
to
this,
be, I don't know.
I feel this movie
punished.
doesn't even have a bad guy, but you
It
can see
does.
all the
Gramps is the
items
bad guy.
in the background. The pillow.
Oh, I never realized that. All those items we just took from this side and threw
on
over
the other
there.
side. Yep, right there they are.
I just sworn.
I love his cough after he ends this. That cough is hilarious.
Yeah.
I love Sam's
This was
face.
improv too.
Sam's face here is so. How would you describe it?
This cough.
You can
Yeah, but you
actually
see
hear
you can
Sam
see a
say
birdhouse.
that cough.
There's a birdhouse in the background and
Oh,
a frog. And what's that? That's a clay. That's a clay unicorn, guys. Look in the window next time it cuts to Sam's face. Oh
Really?
man, it didn't do
Well.
it. There's a clay unicorn.
All right, Gramps and his weird hobbies. I feel like the car's moved position.
Oh yeah, my car's gone now. Wonder where it went. Anyways, we really like these next shots. That's his mother. in
that was
case
that
you
was
didn't
also
know.
that was also 9 months later. That shot.
Yeah, that phone was 9
Yep.
months later.
He had his original one where he was very tackily covering over the number with his thumb, and it was not good, so we had to change it. Also, the lighting's always nicer when he's outside than inside Gramps' house.
Yeah.
And now the actual credits.
Yep.
And it cuts to the after credits.
We actually had to do these really fast to fit in with the song. That's why it doesn't hold long at all.
Not like you need much time to read Samuel Johnson, I mean.
And
Especially when you
Samuel Johnson.
know us and people who
And
watch
there's
us know
Samuel
us.
Johnson.
So
So you kind of get the idea.
we're not.
Also, it's like 3 names got the whole credits.
It's just me, Ben, and Sam on repeat. Starring, I wonder who's gonna star.
Oh my
Whoa,
goodness.
Samuel
Oh,
Johnson.
What is he doing here?
Josiah
Oh,
Johnson,
that's shocking.
what?
And what? It's
Benjamin
him.
Johnson.
And then these two.
Oh yeah.
And then those
that's
two. We
true.
love
yeah,
them.
cameos.
Special thanks.
Sam Johnson, whoa!
Jacob Johnson. Half the film was shot with his camera. Nicholas Johnson taught
Right.
Sam a lot about piano and me about film. Holly and Jeff Johnson are parents. They were wonderful. Miriam and Gabe were awesome. And then the Critters Corbin in the Closet
They made
inspired
Corbin
us.
Closet, yes.
Yeah, and so. Yep. That is Largo in the Lavatory.
Just wait.
Not
Hold
yet,
on,
not yet.
I know,
Okay,
I
okay.
know.
What are you doing?
I'm
Don't
not
touch it.
turning it off.
You have to wait until
Not
the
yet.
movie's over, Zaya.
So to keep in touch with next time Largo in the Lavatory, we have Dawn in the Drain, which we are not making ever.
Have fun, somebody else.
Yep.
That
If
was
our
good,
younger
man.
siblings want to make that someday, we will give them a camcorder.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Well, that was a great commentary, guys. Thank you so much
Alright.
for helping me out with that.
It was a lot of fun, man.
Yep, that was a good movie.
Then thank you for the help making it over the process of probably more than a year from first starting writing to now. So, alrighty. Thank you for watching.